There are hundreds of films made each year. Dramas, comedies, horror, all types. Many are made by the large studios, many the smaller independents. But only a few are made by a unique filmmaking organization known as Rodox. This is the story of how a Rodox film was made. In particular, a film called Killer Tens.
Nylon monster all the way down.
We can tack on at the beginning.
Where's my log?
It's also brought to light the great Rodox motto that you don't need, you can have fun and make films without money.
Rodox is not tasteless. Rodox, I said, we're on that verge between creativity and disaster, and sometimes we head into the disaster part. Turbo and Cowboy might have been on the other side of creativity, but we won't discuss that one.
Like any great artistic project, Rodox films require that spark of inspiration to set them in motion. Killer Tens had its moment of conception in a living room somewhere in West Edmonton.
Let's go to Jasper and film something.
What?
So it isn't just it seems that just
someone's got the mountains and camping in
the
it.
newspaper, and that local newspaper has in effect come out against
How about
First,
campers?
the Tri-County Press
How about
story defending
Killer Tents?
Dorothy Colter's
It's
position.
great.
John Oxley assumed directing responsibilities and began the long, arduous pre-production process of scripting and casting.
Shauna baby, this is John Oxley. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, Shauna, how's it going? Right, Shauna, look. Shauna, you've always wanted to be in a Rodox film. Yeah, okay, I know you've been in a Rodox. Oh, come on, Shauna, you can do one more. This is gonna be a real film. Yeah, right. That's the attitude, baby. Professional, very professional. Yeah, we got a camera this time, okay? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to Jasper, June 19th. Okay? We're gonna stay in tents. We're gonna film some great shots. Mountain background. I can't tell you what it is right now because we haven't got a script written yet. But we'll have one. I guarantee this time we'll have a script. Okay? Right on, baby. Love you too. Okay? Yeah. Chris is gonna be playing the lead role. Chris Gregson. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that guy. Okay, baby. Hang cool. Yeah, I love you too.
Barry Roeder, Rodox executive and art director for Killer Tens.
Well, actually, I'm working on the invitation here. Just some wild sketches.
Well, this film, you see, originally we had this idea that maybe to get Rodox rolling, because
John Oxley,
we didn't really have
master director.
the gumption to do it ourselves. So we thought, let's get a film symposium together in Jasper, and get a bunch of nerds and whatever out, all together in one place, and maybe we'd do a film and shoot whatever, take all the junk out, take along a few technicians, see what we can do. Hey, scrape some bucks together. So we went out to Jasper, and before we did that, I hammered the script together. The night before we left, we got a really piss tank, me and Rick. And, well, that was a pretty bad night. Some ganja. Well, Rick's a Rastafarian, so he gets his stuff. It's a religious freedom sort of thing, so...
A ruthless forest ranger is tracking down the legendary Killer 10 of the Canadian Rockies, which has to date destroyed more family outings than all the bears in North America combined.
Okay, here's what you are. Camper, in the woods, good time, good eating, lots of fun, and get this, James, you're married to a hot chick, okay? Yeah, there's gonna be marriage scenes. You know what I mean, James? Marriage scenes, okay? It'll be great.
Many minutes of arrangements finally came to a head as the cast and crew gathered for the first ever Rodox Symposium in Jasper, Alberta on June 18th, 1982. The stated goal of the symposium? Killer Tents. The first day's shooting started at the beautiful Te Cara Lodge. Under John Oxley's firm control, locations were scouted, talent rehearsed, and equipment set up.
The site is perfect, Rick. I don't know what to say. We've got good flat ground for a tent site, good water interest, some animals around. We might be able to get a shot of a buck. Insert it all in the beginning to make it look really homey.
Lots of deer, dude.
Lots of deer.
Monster all the way down. Keep up his water. And then nylon monster. Walk back up. Then we're going to cut to, we're on this side. But I slow, okay, we start out to see his figure coming down, and I start to zoom in.
No, it's through your headphones. They were apart. While you're brushing your hair, you're going to ask the question, what's that music?
Yeah.
While you're brushing your hair.
Quit being a big silly you. What are you up to?
Everybody ready?
Nothing stopped the determined crew. Even the rain, falling on the background tent, was ignored as the crew pressed on.
How's that? Great.
But then, as the final shots for the day were being readied, true disaster struck. A helicopter, shooting aerial shots for the production, was making a low pass when it struck some trees and dived to the ground. The helicopter crew walked away safely, but one man didn't. That man was cameraman Grant Hutchin. One of Rodox's greatest cinematographers, he died as he would have wanted to, operating a camera. In fact, his arm was found many meters from the crash site, still clutching the running camera. Unfortunately, the dramatic film of the crash was lost at the drugstore after being processed. It was never recovered. Shauna Vogel, renowned actress, noted lawyer, mother.
Well, that was, you see, with the helicopters flying in, we wanted to get that really good shot of the tent running after. I think it was when he was running after Dirk, or Dirk was chasing the tent. And unfortunately, what with the tent and the helicopters, Grant got caught in the middle, and that's too bad. Wow.
Chris Gregson, crew physician, nice guy, actor.
Poor Grant. I mean, he was a bit. I think he was a bit drunk in Jasper. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, the helicopter as well. You know, we couldn't get a qualified pilot. Well, we got that guy from Vietnam. He hadn't flown helicopters in about 15 years. And, you know, Jasper's a bit different from the Mekong Delta, but he couldn't distinguish the two. And then, you know, Hutchin sort of got in the way. You know, the helicopter was pretty, you know, GD expensive, but couldn't even afford the insurance for it.
Hard decisions had to be made. The crew retired to a Jasper motel to hot tub and drink a little wine. Mr. Oxley made the decision to continue filming in Edmonton after a period of mourning for his close personal friend.
Well, that's the way Rodox works, sort of day by day, buck by buck.
103rd Street overpass?
Filming continued several months later in the Black Mud Creek Ravine in South Edmonton.
Yeah. Typical communist comment. Yeah, but then somebody spray painted.
Many people noted that the new cameraman had a remarkably similar appearance to the late Mr. Hutchin. This was quickly dismissed as misplaced sadness for a fallen comrade.
You look very director-like today, John.
Do I?
You got the chair.
I don't know why.
The chair and the hat.
Yeah, you need a megaphone. Quiet, you jerks, you should be saying.
What kind of cigarettes does Ranger Dirk have?
Anybody that...
Good job. I don't know if I should swallow. Do you think I should do that?
Yeah. We're just get a back turn, yeah.
Yeah, I'll turn my back. I'll keep it turned for a long time. Okay, then I say, how did you come to Huntington?
It's for the same reason as you do, revenge. I used to laugh at stories of the killer tent, but I wasn't laughing when I saw him chew up my wife.
Action.
Changed my name from Roger to Dirk and went freelance.
Filming was wrapped up without a hitch.
I've rangered every park on the North American continent, and I've seen their worst. Bears, snakes, Texans. I never lost until the killer tent came along.
But disaster was to strike again. When the film came back from the processing, it was found to be horribly underexposed. The only thing visible was the image of the burning fire while the actors could be heard in the background.
More coffee?
Some said it was the new cameraman's fault. Others said it was a curse placed on the production by the late Grant Hutchin. They also said that if you looked closely enough and squinted, you could see the image of Grant's face in the fire, laughing.
Good job.
Grant Hutchin, cinematographer, currently deceased.
Director probably didn't take all the safety precautions he should have, and if there's anything to be gained out of all this, I think the safety standards should be improved. Now that we've had one tragedy, I see no reason for us not to learn from this and apply what we've learned to prevent it from happening in the future.
Once again, serious decisions had to be made. It was decided to try again, but with a major rewrite.
You know, I'm glad finally that you did cut out the nude scene. That was what I wasn't too thrilled about, but now that that's gone, I have no complaints.
8 months later, the missing scenes of killer tents were reshot.
Yeah, that's true. We were just thinking it was sort of like man against tent and man against himself.
So man versus nature.
Competing all in one.
Man versus nylon.
Yeah.
I think that's really good myself. Of course, you know, like that's what I designed it. You know, I wrote it. Great.
Yesterday was just incredible as well.
Beautiful day, yeah.
The many adversities faced by the cast and crew pulled them closer together, and there were many invigorating conversations between takes.
You know, the tent, it just stands for so much in life now. I don't know. You gotta get back down to basics like canvas. We need canvas. What is this?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's a real emotional experience filming this thing. I don't know.
actually, this movie created, or I think will create quite a fervor in the public sector, or in the public domain, because it just has all sort of the hallmarks of War of the Worlds. I mean, people just won't believe their eyes, or their eyes when they see such a film on the screen. I think they really will be terrified.
I mean, look at during the filming of Apocalypse Now. I mean, I think when the book comes out about the filming of Killer Tent, I'm sure comparisons will be drawn between that situation and ours. I mean, Chris, his minor heart attack on the set, and as I said, the burning down of Takara Lodge, and well, it's funny. I mean, the film is fraught with disaster, but I think it really solidifies what we see on the screen.
I mean, I'm the strong character in this. I think this shows how woman is emerging as a strong character. No, not strong man. Bullshit.
But the bottom line is you die.
Yeah, but for a cause.
For a
cause.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But man is there to continue the cause.
Oh, he's the problem, right? I mean, I'd go hunting this tent. If it wasn't for you, I'd probably be alive.
As in any group of spirited, artistic people, pay disputes and ambitions formed the basis of the behind-the-scenes drama.
Well, my working relationship with the actors was not too satisfactory. You deal with garbage, you deal with cream, and you look at them and you can tell right away. I mean, that's what I do. I just look at them and I tell, you're garbage, you're cream, I can deal with you. The cream ones you pay, the garbage ones you send anything, poker chips, I don't know. You send them anything, keep them busy. And, a lot of clandestine sex. And, you manufacture a film, you mix the two together and you get sort of garbage, I don't know, green.
I feel this film is going to be my ticket to stardom.
So I said, Chris is a bit upset because he is getting poker chips and I'm getting checks. But artistically, I think he's happy about the way it's turning out.
This outfit has become more and more Bush League ever since I started acting at it. Now come on. I feel I'm a very powerful force in this now, and I want some say. And I really think Rodox, let's face it, Rodox is sort of a launching pad for my career. And, if Rodox doesn't do anything, I'm a nobody.
The completed film, finally in the can, it only awaited the editing process. But fate was to step in yet again. John Oxley was suddenly called away to the University of Lethbridge on what some said was a journalistic secret mission. Barry Roeder was summoned to the University of Calgary for what others said was also a mission. The film was stored in the Rodox vault. Years later, the now fragile film was rediscovered by Rick Roeder. Carefully transferring it to videotape, he edited it to debut at the Last Rodox, a film festival.
I'd like to think that the production work and the art direction I'm doing on Killer Tents is going to be some of my finest. I'm personally hoping that it's going to be a portfolio piece for me and the staff at Rodox. I hope that my work will merit an Edwin E., but we can't be too hopeful on that.
You know, it's just the thrill of a lifetime. Don't know if I'm coming or going. I don't know if anything's going to really happen, but it does in the end. I mean, here I am putting it all down, but hell.
I think it really shows us that we have to get out of that concrete jungle, out of those apartments, into the bush. And it shows the dangers of that. It shows the dangers of man's abrupt change. We have to slowly get into the bush, because if you go quickly, what happens? Killer tent.
Well, they all got paid. What do they want? Cash is where it's at. Just keep your mouth shut and you'll be another film.
The filming of Killer Tents was challenged by many problems, but the film is now complete, its problems solved. It can be looked at on many levels, but it is undeniably one thing, a Rodox film.
And Rodox just go on and become great under my direction, unless one day I get up and look in the mirror and the mirror says, hey, get out of Rodox, it's wasting your time, and then I'll get out of it. It won't be called Rodox anymore, it'll just be called Road.
And I don't know if I should say this on camera, but I don't know if any of you know out there, but Barry is the Killer Tent.